and they are actually going. You have land, you have cars, as long as you're not owing on it, that will be your security or collateral that I will hold in order to do business with you. They break open your house one thing, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. It come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on Saieed. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go in a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church, Saieed, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school, Saieed, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We are live on Synergy viewers. Remember, share our live stream. It is important to us, it is important to you, and it is important to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago living outside our country or visiting another country. 7 o'clock, Saeed is going on. How can we get in touch? How can we view the program? Well, we are on Facebook Live, Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Facebook, social media platform. On YouTube, it's TT Real Talk. Subscribe, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live. So remember that, viewers, sharing our live stream is important to us and also important to you. Remember that. So as we start our program tonight, remember, viewers, our credit union in South Trinidad is open to the public, not just a particular individual, but open to the public. Remember that. And also, Real Talk Finance and Investment is offering you 4% on fixed deposit with your interest up front. Remember that, viewers? The interest is up front, so you don't have to wait 5, 10, 15, 20 years to get your interest. Open a fixed deposit saving with Real Talk Financing and get your interest rate up front to pay down on a car, to do car repairs, house repair, go on a vacation, pay a medical bill. Remember, with the interest up front, you can do these things. So remember that, viewers, no other financial institution is giving you that type of interest up front. Nowhere. So remember that. I'm also a spiritual consultant. Those of you having spiritual problems, you can also contact me, 339-1670 or 238-6716. Our phone numbers are on screen, viewers. So make sure, call the office, set up an appointment, and I will see you. So as we start off our program tonight, you know, previous night we were talking about the Tobago. So listen to this. Tobago House of Assembly, THA Chief Secretary Farley Augustine has confirmed that the barge, the Gulf Stream, which leaked oil to create a huge spill off the cove in Tobago on February 7, is to be brought to Trinidad. He was asked who would move the barge, how and why, but up to press time, they had no further reply. The Gulf Stream was reportedly being towed by a tugboat, the Solo Creed, when it overturned on the reef and then began to leak oil. The oil spill contaminated several kilometers of Tobago coastline, harming the beaches and fishermen's livelihood, and reportedly also reached Grenada. While thousands of barrels were contained and collected, efforts were made to track the owner of the two vessels, but provide fruitless. The THA requested $134 million to curb the oil spill, but the government, as of July, had only given $50 million. In early August, rumors appeared online that the barge was sinking, but sources could not confirm any information if this is true. Augustine said the process of floating the vessel have started on August 17th and 18th. An attempt would be moved to tow the vessel to Trinidad. So viewers, within the 17th and 18th of August, let's see if the vessel will reach the shores of Trinidad. It's one way to know. It's a big vessel. Moving along, but staying in Tobago. We touched on this topic Monday night and we're going to finish it tonight. Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary Farley Augustine is moving to choke criminal activity and the flows of guns into the island. In a swift response to the Tobago unprecedented murder toll, Augustine launched immediate security measures to secure its border and stop inland criminal activity. This includes the rental of 2 fishing vessels and the purchase of a vessel for the TNT Coast Guard to monitor the seas and operate on land, and the close monitoring of the movements of in the accommodation and car rental business. Now this is very tricky here, but I want to let you understand this. He said that THA will rent 2 vessels to restart border surveillance and patrol to protect the island's vulnerable borders. Augustine said, this step is crucial as there were no Coast Guard vessels assigned to the island, and the illegal smuggling of firearms poses a significant threat to national security. He said the THA is looking at getting 2 vessels. Given that they do not have funds to do large vessels, the kind of Coast Guard is accustomed to. Well, listen to this.
The Tobago House of Assembly will immediately see to procure by way of rental of appropriate vessels. We are looking at 2 perhaps fishing vessels. We won't have the funds to do large vessels, the kinds that the Coast Guard is accustomed to, but we want to procure 2 vessels by way of rental vessels, and we are not talking about those little pirogues. We're talking about vessels that are a bit larger than that, with specs that the Coast Guard will share with us, that will allow for some mobility along the shorelines of Tobago and mobility in and out of our marine park area.
So viewers of Real Talk, how many vessels or Coast Guard vessels should I say does the National Security Ministry holds presently? How many Coast Guard vessels are actually functioning, operating in Trinidad? Isn't Trinidad and Tobago one island, as we should say? Just water separating us? So if the Coast Guard vessel cannot secure the South Peninsula, why doesn't they go to Tobago? Why can't the Minister of National Security repair some of those vessels that they have parked up and send it to Tobago? Now, Farley talk about criminal activity on the island. We have criminal activity in Trinidad right here. Now, Tobago has a population of almost 55,000 people, which is a small amount compared to Trinidad, 1.4 million people. Because of the fact that I am in security and intelligence, I could tell you this. The police officer of Tobago on a small island needs to carry out random checks, random raid on the community. Farley want to stop crime in Tobago? Tobago has proven to be an tourism destination in the Caribbean. Tourism destination in the Caribbean. So how do you fight the crime in Tobago among 50 to 55,000 people? Random checks, random raid on communities, and you will fix it, Farley. You will fix it. Take my little advice. Random raids in the community and fix it. Don't do like the Minister of National Security for Trinidad. Don't do like the police commissioner for Trinidad who we have presently. They have no idea on how to fix crime. None. All the crime symposium they have, all the talks they have, they are reaching actually nowhere. Nowhere. Police officers are being shot at. This is how bad the crime is in Trinidad. The bandits are shooting after the police officers. Random checks in the community. Get rid of the slack ones. And that is all you need to do in the community. I will tell you something, Fali. If you want Tobago to be crime-free, don't study the Commissioner of Police we have here now, because she brain not functioning. Don't study the Minister of National Security we have, Fitzgerald Hines, because his words to Trinidad and Tobago, that's not his job to make you all feel safe. That is not his job. So the police of Tobago, if you want to keep your wife, your daughter, your son, your mother, your father, your grandchildren safe, random search in your community. Get rid of the thorns while it's growing. While it's growing, get rid of it. And your community will be safe. Because if you depend on Ola, and you depend on the Minister of National Security, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work because they may have an idea themselves how to save Trinidad. You think they will have an idea to give you in Tobago? Take my little advice. Pull up on the stations that you have in Tobago and you will see something. Forget Trinidad. Follow you see about Tobago and show the people of Tobago what you could do, and Trinidad might even follow it. Call a good night. Hello?
Stuck in here, right? This is this is real talk, eh? But
Yep.
here it's not. It's a one person that could buy a boat instantly by Lloyds of London. He a customer explaining it. You know who is that? Tom and Bert. If they need a boat, they could get one instantly. Good night.
Oh, you're talking about the massive cruise line coming. I know what you're talking about. Thank you, my friend. So, Fali, let me tell you something. You want to fix Tobago? Show the government of Trinidad that you could do it. Show them. Because down here, the head hard, they can't take advice. They head like corrugated steel. The advice you're giving them is bouncing off. They can't absorb, they can't grasp. That is how hard their head is. Watch me, whether they like to hear it or not, Saieed telling them as it is. Because I've been in security for a number of years, security and intelligence, right here in Trinidad. Right here in Trinidad. But nevertheless, viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, I want to hear what you have to say concerning money missing in Trinidad and Tobago after this.
Become a member of Real Talk Credit Union, now located at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chagonas. Open a fixed deposit with Real Talk Investments and get 4% on interest with interest payment being paid upfront. Get in contact with us at 238-6716, 231-6219 or 339-1670. Real Talk Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Plant a seed today for a better tomorrow.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chagonas or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and the team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery. At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Real Talk viewers, remember also viewers that I am looking for US to buy. Real Talk is looking for US to buy. Anyone have US currency and interested in selling it? We are paying $7.50 TT for 1 US. Remember that viewers. Spread the news. Also 4% on fixed deposit with your interest up front. Spread the news and all. Go for vacation with your interest money. Only at Real Talk, we're doing that. So Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has responded to economist Mala Jukaran, who said, over the past 12 years, more than US $25 billion has gone missing from this country, making this nation the world's largest loser of foreign exchange. Jukaran was using the International Monetary Fund global database for 2011-2022. However, the PM admits that he only had time to read the headline and the first paragraph of the story, but asked, what kind of foolishness is this? That is it.
And one page caught my attention. It was a prominent economist, a go-to economist in this country, giving somebody in the media a story that somehow $22 billion, $25 billion is missing from this country, and every year we lose $2 billion US. Well, I didn't have the time to read the rest of the story. I just read the headline and the first paragraph. I don't have to read the rest of the story to ask, what kind of jackassness is that?
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, recently, Paula Gopi-Schoon and her ministry, how much US currency, thousands that they pay for something from another country and didn't get it? And didn't get back the money also? How much? Somebody call it and enlighten Trinidad and Tobago about that. They paid a number of thousands of US dollars. I believe it's some software company. The software company went ghost. The money went ghost. Trinidad and Tobago do not have a cyber unit to track their money. I can believe that. We have in Trinidad and Tobago a cyber unit. Remember, we have a unit. But the thing is, the unit cannot track that money. You know why? Because government is involved in that. Government is involved in that. So you being the head of the cyber unit, you stay right there. I being Paula Gopi-Schoon, don't jump on my platter. So if this money go missing, You stay quiet on that side. Don't jump in my platter. Let me deal with this. What came out of that thus far? Somebody call in 2386716. Call in and say something. Thousands of US dollars went missing. Up to this date, we never heard anything again from Paula Gopi School concerning that. Trade industry. You made an investment for something, the money gone, the company gone, no trace of nothing. So what Jukaran is saying, I wouldn't doubt her. I wouldn't doubt her. Because according to Colin members, a malfunction in the Ministry of Finance caused 3 billion to go missing. 3 billion. Almost went to court, all kind of bacchanal taken. Now they want to send a $1,000 grant to your account. We'll wait, we'll see how that goes. The PM said he was concerned about the go-to people who provide the narrative in this country. Where in God's name is that money coming from to be lost? Rowley asked. Where did the $3 billion came from to disappear? Where did that money come from to disappear? Come on, Dr. Rowley. Come on, Dr. Rowley. I ain't labeling you. I ain't labeling you at all. But their questions need answering. And the only person who can answer it is you. Is you. Call a good night.
Mr. Said, great program as usual.
Thank you, my friend.
You say, since over the COVID, everybody asking questions.
Yes.
Where $25 billion gone? All the donation we get from foreign. Where it gone? $25 billion gone missing. Nobody to account for that.
Correct.
The Prime Minister partner that he put in NGC, the heavy man he put in NGC, $1 billion, almost $1 billion of our money, US money, gone missing, and the excuse was they made a bad investment. That is the citizen money.
Correct.
Yeah? But I understand that the opposition, UNC, is in a budget preparation presentation.
Yes.
And preparing a budget.
Mm-hmm.
So, you as a finance man, correct me if I'm wrong, budget is about generating revenue,
Correct.
spending and managing your funds and so on.
Yes, yes.
So, I want to give the opposition, UNC, some advice to save $1 billion. The police service in this country, budget is the highest. I want them to cut that budget by $1 billion. That is our money, the citizen money is used to pay the police who are committing crime against the citizens of this country. And all you have, the president of the Police Welfare Association saying they need more manpower. They don't need one more employee in the police service. As a matter of fact, they are overstaffed right now. And you retire today, they bring you back next week in the work. Once you remember, Rowley, Hines, Ola Christopher, and all the deputy commissioners. So, Ola hired a commissioner, retired commissioner of police who made no contribution to national security
Correct.
in the country. We want that money. We want back that money, Ola, or you must be taken. I hope your opposition listen to your program. Ola Christopher must be arrested and charged for embezzlement of the citizen money of this country. So opposition lady cut their spending the budget by $1 billion and use it to fix the roads, hospital, and other things to benefit the citizens of this country. The police service deserve it. Thank you, Mr. Said. Great program. Keep up the great work. God bless.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, before we go any further, we are looking for a newsroom researcher and a graphic artist. So, if any of you wants to have a career in media, call us 2386716. If you're a graphic artist, If you're a young graphic artist, you're looking for permanent work, you can contact us. So viewers, to finish up this story, listen to this.
But I'll read it when I go home. I have to read it because I want to know what the population is being told by people who are go-to people who provide the narrative in this country. Where in God's name is that money coming from to be lost? And somebody could compute that you're losing that. And it's not anybody, no any ordinary person, you know. It's one of the people who provide economic analysis to this country. And that is the kind of madness and dotishness that the population is fed. And that is why you end up making some decisions that are not in your best interest.
According to Dr. Rowley, the information is nonsense. He wants to know what kind of dotish people we have in Trinidad and Tobago. These are the same dotish people that you told you're not closing on Petrochin. And these are the same dotish people saw you close on Petrochin. The same dotish people. And this is the same dotish people that clung and boat told us that a malfunction in the Ministry of Finance caused $3 billion to go missing. And we the same dotish people take it. The same dotish set of people. But the thing is, Dr. Rowley, you cannot fool all the dotish people all the time. You go fool the dotish people some of the time, but not all the time. Not all the time. When SPD said, all of them going home, don't come and ask me how much of them going, he didn't fool the people. He said all of them going and all of them went. Dr. Rowley said, my government is not shutting down Petrochin, and we dotish people, we believe that. But we dotish people also saw everybody went home from Petrochin and it was shut down. On top of that, just to close it off, we the same dotish people who saw you bring a man with corruption charges to bid for the refinery. We the same dotish people saw that. And we the same dotish people you told that. But the thing is, you couldn't fool the same dotish set of people again. You couldn't. Because the dotish set of people, they start to get wise. Hence the reason why I am here. To wisen them up a bit. But nevertheless, listen to this. Minister in the Ministry of National Security, Keith Scotland, Mr. Colpot, and Mr. Ride Your Bike to Work, has assured Shoguana's businessmen that extortion will be dealt with. He gave an assurance that he has direct contact with the DCP and that when it comes to business, your family, your homes, he will try to make Shoguanas a safe place. Now listen to this. When Erla was facing the Joint Select Committee, Keith Scotland was the head of the Joint Select Committee, I believe. And when he started to question Erla started to fumble. Because Scotland is an educated individual, he's a lawyer. He have a proper execution style, not killing people, you know, but the way he carry about his law business, well executed. Now, when he started to question Erla, I don't know, like the ministry got frightened. And the next thing we knew, Scotland resigned from Joint Select Committee and he became a member of what? National Security. So to me, to Saieed is like, wait now, you pressuring Scotland, pressuring the Minister of National Security. We need answers. You're spending money. What's your performance? What is your progress? How come the country not seen it? We need answers. He executed his duty well. But apparently, the Ministry of National Security became under threat by questions from Scotland. And you know what? I am Keith Scotland. I am now in the Ministry of National Security. Wow. I must say that was a marvelous, well-executed move by the Minister of National Security and the Prime Minister who put Scotland there now. Well executed, smooth. So there is nobody now to question Erla. Who's going to question Erla now? Nobody. You know who's going to question Erla? I, Saieed, I'm going to question Erla now. How come you sign off on only 100 FUL when there is 25,000 in front of you? Sad, it's sad. According to the Prime Minister, we don't want to turn Trinidad and Tobago into the wild, wild west. But you see, the thing is, Trinidad is already turned into the wild, wild west with illegal firearms. Because the Commissioner of Police do not want to give a qualified applicant a licensed firearm to shoot back at bandits. Erla don't want to do that. So the bandit always up, and the businessman and the rest of Trinidad and Tobago citizen is always down. Always. So Keith Scotland over the weekend, I believe, Friday gone, the Shogun's Chamber had a meeting with Scotland. I was there. I was shocked to listen at Scotland's speech. I was shocked. If he stayed about 2 minutes or 3 minutes speaking, it made no sense. Vague promises. Vague. Thank you for the invite. I'm glad to be here. I met the DCP. We fought cases together. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, somewhere around there. Most of it was him and the DCP going way back, and that's it. I was at the meeting. I was invited at the meeting. When I went there, I was surprised to know, well, hey, Minister of National Security, you're coming to execute a plan for Shogunas. You were invited. 3-4 minutes stops, and that was it. You and the DCP pitch marble. Everybody know that, and case closed, talk done. He walk off and died. It's sad. It's sad to know that. That's the kind of representation we got. I live in Shogunas. I am a businessman in Shogunas. Imagine that. And I was shocked at this man. It's best you to stay home and drink coffee. I'm telling you. It's better you to stay home and drink coffee than come there and waste your time. Scotland said he wants to meet with the CCIC and the Commissioner of Police within the next 3 weeks to develop a plan to make Shogunas safe, which he hopes to implement before the start of Christmas shopping season. Listen to this.
We will do all that is within our power to make Shogunas a safe place. Within the next 3 weeks, I want to set a time for it where you tell me what your views are. We write it down. I invite the commissioner and the DCPs, and we come with you and we come up with a plan.
I was in front of the man. about 10 feet from the man. I was in front of the man. About 10 feet from the man. Imagine that. Look me right here. Look at me right here. And he was 10 feet in front of me. Imagine that. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and that is the most. The most. Why does this man didn't just stay home and drink his coffee? So, come back to me. Is this the new? Did they select this man and put him in position to take all the jamming off Fitzgerald Hines, who is not performing? I must ask this question. Did they hire Scotland and put him there so the Minister of National Security, Fitzgerald Hines, will not get all the licks? If I ain't asked that question, I foolish. I'm telling you, if I ain't asked that question, I foolish. I dotish, I stupid. CCIC President Bharat Maharaj also said at least 10% of the group members have been approached for extortion money. And even people who are not CCIC members have complained about extortion. Maharaj said he recently tried to get in touch with a doubles vendor who was being extorted of $75,000 and had to flee the country until he could come up with the money to pay extortionists. He said some businessmen have had the scaled down operation to stay out of the limelight. Paula, good night. Hello?
Hello, good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Imagine, about 16 people died in Tobago, right? And they're having so many meetings. What about Trinidad? Over 200 people dead and no meetings? Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Also, viewers, former head of the National Operations Center, Gavin Herrera, also said that the latest extortion strategy is called Pass A5. Hira said individuals and their families are being monitored by criminals who send photos of their victim and demand that they pass 5,000 or risk being harmed. He said businessmen should do risk and vulnerability assessment to ensure they survive dangerous times ahead. Now, what does PASA 5 means? Let me explain this to you. PASA 5 means extortionists, gang members, criminal elements then in Trinidad and Tobago would monitor your family, would take pictures of the husband, the wife, the house, the son, the grandson. They will take photos of them. They will get your number, your WhatsApp number, whatever number you have, and they will send pictures to you of your grandson, your son, your daughter. They will send pictures to you. And they will also call you and tell you, if you don't want harm come to them, pass our 5,000. Pass our 5,000. So businessmen now, or individuals, homeowners, who have a little business going on, a parlor, a mini grocery, whatever it is easier for you to pass 5,000 than 500,000. And criminal elements are living off this. So viewers, business people out there, whether you're a small business, a medium-sized business, or a large-scale business, whenever some individual call you and demand money from you, let me tell you something. Call the police. Call the police. I am a father. My son was almost kidnapped 3 years back. He was 13. He was almost kidnapped, 10 minutes away from his home. The police, when we went in the area for video surveillance, they had none. There wasn't any. We didn't know where to go. Who to look for. But you know what's the good thing about Saieed? God bless me with a gift to do spiritual work. I was born spiritually gifted. Born spiritually gifted. Looking at my son, frightened to go to school, frightened to come out of the house, frightened to go by the neighbor, frightened to go somewhere. I said, Lord, this cannot be. It cannot be. You cannot come after my son. You cannot threaten me as a businessman. Because when I work in 16 and 17 hours to save my money, you running down a man? You buying nice car? You buying big gold chain? You buying expensive shoes? You buying expensive jeans? You buying flashy watch? You doing up your hair for all kind of money? You want to take my money to do that? I said, nah. No. I light my light and I went down on the ground. I light my light and I went down on the ground. Let me tell you something. 3 of them got blind. I surfaced up one of them. Lord, bring them to me. I want to meet them. 3 of them blind, 1 dead. 3 of them blind, 1 dead. And I will do it again. I will do it again. Don't come wrong side. I grew up among money lenders. I grew up among businessmen. I'm an accountant. I'm 2 levels away from being a chemical engineer. I speak six different languages. I'm a licensed money lender. I'm the president of Realtalk Credit Union. I'm the managing director of Realtalk Group of Companies. What does Realtalk Group of Company consist of? Drop the ad on TV day. Realtalk Group. So you're going to see what Realtalk Group of Company is consist of. The ad. Where the all the companies on there. What is Realtalk Group of Company? This is Realtalk Group of Company on screen. Realtalk Security, Realtalk Credit Union, Realtalk Record Service, Realtalk Equipment Rental, Realtalk Finance and Investment in Trinidad and in Guyana. Come back to me. That is what Realtalk Group is. I work in 17 hours a day, not for bandits to take my son hostage and ask for me a random ransom. No! I will decay your body. It's not right to say on television, but I'm telling you, don't come wrong side. Don't do that. You're making a mistake. Coming wrong side and interfering with side and his children is like telling God, I'm begging you to take my life and you want to take it, I go do something stupid. That's me telling God. And if they come around a dotish man like me, I'm so stupid I will do you that and all. That's how I is. Don't come wrong me. And I was making it very, very clear in the public domain. Don't come wrong me and my family. I will deal with you in a different way. I ain't selling gunman, you know. No, I don't do them kind of thing. I will light 7 candles on your head. What happened to you happened to you. It ain't not like no good mother coming and saying, Saieed, that was my good son. You and all getting it. Opening your mouth and lying. Don't come wrong me with nonsense. I will willfully and professionally practice the spiritual gift that God gave me. Trust me, I will do it willfully. So we are going for a short before we go for this break. Call a good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Sorry, we're saying here talking good sense, and people who are common sense don't understand where you're coming from here. I want to ask you one question though, right? Before contribution, I want to ask you one question, right?
Go ahead.
You say a couple of years ago they tried to kidnap your son and thing, right? What did the police do to assist you in that position? Did they do anything to assist you, or you had to help yourself?
I had to help myself. They came when they realized When I realized it was Saieed, the guy on TV, watch me with a snap of a finger they moved.
Right. Because he's a public figure, right?
Correct.
Right. So let me tell you something. You're talking about this extortion. This extortion ring that's going on here. Let me tell you something, right? The police don't have a clue what to do about that situation. And some of them involved in the extortion ring because they're telling the men who's the businessman to go after, who's the man on fire, who's the man do have fire, but them know in the station, the police in the station know who have fire in the district. And they can challenge men that they can't tell you the truth. Them know who have fire from who do not have fire in their district that they work in.
Yes, the station would know.
Let me tell you something, right? Before I make myself very clear. You see, the commissioner of police is a fucking failure. She's a waste of time. If she had an open investigation, if she had a sign on that FBI, if she had to do anything, she had to get permission from Fitzgerald and keep Rowley to do that. She don't work independent. That is not an independent office. You remember she made the promise with the 100-day plan to reduce crime?
Yes.
And Gary jumped out and said, that can't work. Because Gary know what he was talking about. Gary know how difficult it is to get these police under control. Let me tell you something, people keep talking rubbish. It's a police officer that have the commissioner in court right now because she overstepped their promotion and promote
yes.
under their rank.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they're in court, yes.
It's not only inside the service don't like she, the citizenry don't like she, because everybody knows that she only taking instructions from ministers and the Prime Minister, and you're quite right when you say that Keith Scotland, they put in to take the blows for Fitzgerald, because I get exactly where they do this. They put somebody in front to take the legs for Fitzgerald because the man is competent and the man don't know anything about policing and fighting crime. That is a big problem in this country. But nobody wants to stand up and say the correct thing. You're the only person here saying the correct thing, you know. Nobody coming out and saying the correct thing, you know.
And I will continue to say it.
The man just don't know anything about fixing crime or fighting crime. When the man come out and say for himself that his job is not to make we feel safe. So whose job it is to make we feel safe? Like who's the Minister of National Security? Who collecting the minister's salary when the month done? And the Prime Minister wanting the money, he don't want the money to sleep outside. But everybody else get their 4%. Then let me tell you something, sir. This fish rotten from the head. And people need to understand what's going on here. To fix the problem, gotta start from the top, come down. And that woman cannot handle that position where they forcefully put she in. But if you notice, I don't know if you ever noticed this, but she just looked at me like she don't really want to be in that position, you know. She just there because they have she up there, you know. They're propping she up there, you know. Any outside, you enjoying it.
Thank you, my friend. Trinidad and Tobago, watch me, it's easy, you know. It's easy, you know. So here it is. Political analyst Dr. Bishnu Raghunath believes crime and the economy are the People's National Movement's biggest challenges as it prepares for the next general election. The party, which controls 22 of the 41 seats in the House of Representatives, has already signaled it is in election mood. The PNM Chairman and Minister of Energy, Stuart Young, reinforced this position recently in his address at the Sawa Barataria constituency meeting. Raghunath said, the economy has not been doing well and the PNM had hoped, and they have not been able to get a handle on crime. Both of these factors are going to be important in how they campaign. He believes Finance Minister Clongenberg realized this. This is why he is pushing for the Revenue Authority and property tax. Why? To gain money. Raghunath also claimed that the government is also doing a huge amount of borrowing that we are not necessarily being told about. To compound matters, he said, there has also been an increase in kidnapping and extortion. He wonders if the government really wanted to handle or to get a handle on crime. Imagine a political analyst is saying this. A political analyst. Now, I am not a political analyst, but I can speak on crime. I can speak on the rise of crime. I can speak of what national security is not doing that they're supposed to do. I can speak of what the station in the community is not doing and what it's supposed to do. That I could speak on. That I could speak on. Minister of National Security, Fitzgerald Hines, once said, it is not his duty to make you feel safe. Who are you? You are the citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. What job does the Ministry of National Security have as the minister? His job is to pass down orders to the Commissioner of Police, to pass down orders on her officers and them to put a handle on crime. Every police station in the community is responsible for their community being safe. Am I right? Shoguana's police station, whether they have one officer or they have 100 officers, that station is responsible for keeping Shoguana's safe. And if Shoguana's is not safe, which means something is wrong with the station. San Fernando Station, together with other substation in South area, is responsible for keeping Shoguana's safe. San Fernando. And if San Fernando is not safe, something is wrong with the station. Because if a junior police officer knows, watch my, you see Duncan Street have some people, they like to do crime. If South Station know, well, you see Monrepo has some people there that they like to do crime. Or Koke has some people like to do crime. Or High Street has some people like to do crime. The officers will get information on who is Tom, who is Harry, who is John. You investigate Tom, Harry, and John. And when an act is committed, you go by Harry, Tom, and John until you get the correct person. You know why? You don't know why? Because Tom, Harry, and John will know who do it. You know why? Because words on the ground, they spread like wildfire. And right there you're clamping the individual who did it. Right there. Right there. So when coming to security and intelligence, trust me, Saeed know how to get it done. But it's just that we have some people in power, you had to pull a string for the hand to move. I didn't know why they didn't tie some strings on the mouth. I don't know why. Or tie the 2 foot and the 2 hand to have them like that. Yeah. Pull string and let dance like puppet. On many occasions, I heard people say, so Saeed, you have spiritual power, why you don't get a PNM out of office? I'm going to tell you this. Did God vote for them to go into office? No. Did the spiritual gift that God gave me vote for them to go in office? No. Who voted for the PNM to go into office? The human beings of Trinidad and Tobago. So it had nothing to do with God. It had nothing to do with Saeed and his spiritual gift, but it had something to do with the citizens of the country. Who to fix it? The citizens of the country. According to Clongenbird, they ain't riot yet. So a message to Clongenbird, if Trinidad and Tobago do riot Clongenbird, there won't be a Trinidad for you to live in. Trust me. Trust me. You see in other countries when they're rioting, they do business now. They'll burn down the whole city. They will burn down the whole city. In Trinidad, we just take a bit sugar and swallow it. We just swallow it. Property tax coming on stream. Revenue authority coming on stream. Clongenbird is pushing for this. You know why? He wear your TV, he wear your fridge, he wear your stove, he wear your microwave, he wear your little kettle where you pay $200 for to make tea. You don't pay your property tax and you go see something. You don't pay it. I didn't fill out any form and I will not fill out any form. Clongenberg, way ahead of time, exempted himself. So if he as a minister could be exempted, I will be exempted. I will be exempted. You ain't paying, I not paying. And you are coming to charge me no 5,000. I could tell you that. I could tell you that. You are not going to bully me as a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago to tell me I commit a criminal offense. No. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. So I want to see how much of you all will lose your television. How many of you all will lose your fridge? And worse again, if you're paying for your fridge on terms, well, there's a bacchanal between the revenue authority taking your fridge and who you're paying your installment to. Hey, that could be some kind of bacchanal in Trinidad. Trust me, we're going to see it happen. I am giving you a heads up now. So in a few months to come, know where you're standing. Know where you're standing. Because if the revenue authority give bailiff permission to go and take the appliance in your house and you're owing one or two appliance store, what's going to happen to you? You ever thought about that? No, I didn't think about that. You didn't think about that. But I'm educating you now. If we had time, we'd have played the video clip where the woman from the revenue authority explaining to us what will happen. We just run out of time. But nevertheless, viewers, hopefully tomorrow we will continue this topic. I want to wisen you up a bit concerning this. Trust me. We too lay back. Oh, we have time? Okay, so we have time. Listen to this.
After 3 months, the taxes, remember I told you the due date is September 30th. After 3 months, if you don't pay, the board, there's power for the board to exercise distress, to come and seize your chattel item, to sell to cover the taxes.
Wow.
Right? I'm not too sure, working at the Board of Inland Revenue then, they never used those provisions. There were sort of provisions like that, they never did. But remember, I know the TTRA, the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, should be coming on stream, and I think they would want to be more compliant. So but there are all those powers for the Board of Inland Revenue. And after 5 years, if you don't pay the taxes, the law provides, the Property Tax Act, you could sell your property.
Wow.
To cover the taxes. That's how serious it is.
That's how serious it is. If you decide not to pay your property tax.
Yes, but I don't think they will, they will prefer to work with you.
So the initial stage will be to sell the chattels. Now, I would like you to define what chattels are.
Well, it's not. Well, it's anything that's not attached to the property. So, I suppose a home like a TV, a
refrigerator,
fridge, all those sorts of things, right? They can take, but wouldn't be things that are attached.
Okay.
So it's loose. Normally, I'm giving it is my natural understanding of it. Something that can easily be moved.
We will continue this Wednesday night, which is tomorrow night. Viewers, we are out of time. I must say good night and thank you for joining us.